Andrew, tell us a little bit about My First Day.
It's a podcast series that focuses on people not originally from San Diego and their stories of how they came to be here and call San Diego home.
I had one bad memory when I was a kid. I guess I was playing around the home and I was chased by a bunch of stray dogs. And it was one of the security guards or somebody walking there and found me, a 3-4-year-old boy that is just chased by dogs, and he just rescued me.
Lots of my friends, lots of people I know are not originally from here, so I started to hear people's stories, and I just thought it was an interesting jumping off point to take the first day, even if it's just a, a detail of a memory, a small detail, that might have some resonance into people's lives today.
And everyone has a story, so how did you decide on which voices to use for this project?
The goal was to be as broad as possible. So not just public figures. So we do have some public figures, some former politicians, some former leaders in the community, but also just everyday average people that live here.
And what do you think the benefit is of hearing these first-person accounts?
For me, it just kind of makes me a little more grounded and makes my connection to San Diego a little bit more solidified. It's really nice to learn more about your neighbors, and you might not know anything about, someone, and then you go in their house and you discover this whole backstory that you never knew you had. And that's kind of something that I keep finding and I'm fascinated by. I've always felt like San Diego, there's more to San Diego than often appears, right? Like we have the beaches and the surf and all that stuff, and I love it. But I think there's a lot more there and a lot more stories there that aren't always at the surface, and you have to dig around a little bit to get to them.
And speaking of stories, can you give an example of one of the stories or accounts that sticks out?
Just to give one upcoming episode is former Councilwoman Donna Frye, who actually came here as a young child. And it was really powerful, and you can see right off the bat how she connected to the environment, and that's kind of what her story is about.
When I think about how those types of experiences shape me to where I am now, I think a lot of it about the ocean and the canyons. I think when we were kids, you go in the ocean to get healthy. As we fast forward, say, to the 90s, you got to the point where you didn't go in the ocean because you get sick.
And that, continued to her work, her political work and her environmental work. So that was one story that stood out.
Where can people enjoy My First Day?
Basically, any podcast app, NPR One, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, you can subscribe to My First Day there. You can also find us on the KPBS site, kpbs.org/myfirstday.
Andrew, thank you so much.
Thank you.